Welcome to this shortwave radio channel, and I'm going to talk about this website a little more again because it is asked over and over and over of what I use to identify what are the number of stations I'm listening to. This is the best place to be. It's the Priyom website, priyom.org. And it has what is a big list of all the number stations, military stations, diplomatic, a lot of information and very detailed and up-to-date information about all of these stations on the air, including a lot of audio clips. What I use and the way I work, so here it is, okay? For example, it's 1920 UTC. We are Wednesday, May 28th. And I want to know what will be on the air, or sometimes you can use this website to also see what you might have been hearing, because sometimes you can listen to a number station by accident. You don't know what it is, so you can go and check out the schedules here. They are quite accurate, and as they mention in the website, there are a lot of number stations that aren't in here. So what you see here is not everything that's on the air. What you see here is what we know is on the air and coming up. But there are a lot of number stations popping up randomly or seemingly randomly here and there that you might not see in here. So that's why tuning around is important, because you never know what you'll get and you never know what you'll hear. So what are the next number stations I could try for? And also, how do I know if I should try them because I might hear them or not? It all has to do with a very simple thing. I always talk about how daytime, nighttime patterns, frequencies are different. Checking out where around the world this signal's coming from, and is that frequency compatible with my area? Can I hear it over here? Because you can't hear all frequencies all the time from all parts of the world. Nighttime frequencies will be lower. That daytime frequencies will be higher. There's a in between. Is it dark where that's transmitted from, but is it halfway daytime while it comes over here? It's a complex thing to observe, but over the years, months and weeks and years of listening, you get used to what you can receive. So here it says it's 1922-50 UT. Next station, M01B, and it has two frequencies that are actually listed. One USB, one AM. So that means in 17 minutes I can try that. But it's, mid-afternoon here. We're pretty much midday. So these are very low frequencies. Where does this come from? How do you know? Well, you just click on it. It brings you to the reference page. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. You don't click on the one there. That brings you to U20, which is also something I'll show you a little later. So let's go down the list here. 17 minutes. So I told you it's 1923. I go down the list, and here we are at 1940. So that means that at 1940 UT, you have M10B. That's the one they're talking here with the two frequencies. Click on the station here. It will bring you to the station identification. It says this comes from Russia, and it tells you what type of emission mode, USB plus carrier. Now, because we're in midday here, and that it's pretty much still daylight in Europe, that long path of daylight means that 5 megahertz from Russia is not going to make it here. So I could try it if I want, but it won't. I won't hear it. That's for sure, because the path of signal from here to Russia is in daytime. That frequency is too low. That's where what I just clicked on before is a good idea. If you want to try to listen to it, what it does is when you click on a link like this, it brings you to the University of Twente website. So let me just So this is a website. Here, I just muted. So this is a website where you have a receiver that is in the Netherlands, and it will actually tune whatever frequency you click here. So when I clicked here, if I don't do anything and I just go down, my receiver is tuned. That receiver is tuned to 5065. And of course, you can click in this box and tune the other frequency that's mentioned. So you can check out if you hear it from here. Now, the Netherlands being in Europe, much closer to Russia than I am, now that's a much better chance of actually receiving this signal. So even if you don't hear it at home, you can try to receive it on this U20 receiver. And the link is automatic. So two things you need to know. The link below the information of the next station brings you to the receiver in the Netherlands. And if you don't want to recharge the page, by the way, little trick, you can right click on the link and open in a new tab. That means you'll stay on the main page of Priyom in one tab, and you'll have U20 on the other tab, so you don't have to close or come back to the Priyom website. And that's one thing. By clicking there, it brings you to a receiver in the Netherlands automatically, which is very cool. The second thing is to remember that if you want to know where this station is from, or where a station is from, you can go, of course, so here it is, M01B, in the schedule list. By clicking on it, it brings you to the page of the identification of what it is and all the habits and all the information you might actually be hearing. And there's, of course, always an audio clip. So you have an audio sample of what it sounds like, and you have the status active. So you'll know if a station is active or not. One last thing to be careful. This schedule is not just for one day. So if you go down, you can easily get to the next day without noticing it. And that happened to me a few times. So you go down to the schedules and you notice I'm not hearing anything. Well, okay, I just passed to Friday, May 29th. Today is Thursday, May 28th. So I was in the wrong schedule. So just make sure you're in the right day. It's always the correct day that is chosen for you in the list. And then just look at what stations are possible. So for example, I'll try to post some reception if I hear them, because it's not always easy. But here's the ones that I might be listening to in the next 30 minutes. 20 hours UTC is in 30 minutes. We have M12, the Morse code stations from Russia on these frequencies. Now, 14 megahertz, 13 megahertz, and even 11 megahertz and 12 megahertz. These are possible from Russia to Montreal at that time. I'm going to try that, of course. And there's 21 UTC, which is Cuba, 16180. That usually makes it here also. But that's a question of understanding propagation between the area you're listening to and where you are. So I hope this helped you guys understand a little more on how to use Priyom, how I use it, and how I check for the different schedules all the time, because it is a great resource and knowing how to use it is amazing. I'll post the link to Priyom in the description below the video so you guys could actually use the website and try to listen to some of the number stations. And one last trick, of course, is that if you go to Priyom, you don't hear it. If you want to verify if maybe it's online. So yesterday, for example, I tried several Polish number stations that I didn't hear in Montreal. But I went to the 20 receiver, and there I could hear them. So I was able to actually hear them through the 20 receiver. I confirmed that they were actually transmitting, but that they weren't just making it to North America. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.